a full ecosystem of the community which is based only on the theme of apartments in the midst of the entire forest theme. Ghaf Woods is basically in between Global Village and IMG World of Adventure. This community of only apartments has a humongous scope to have highest capital appreciation in the coming years. And why? When I speak about this entire community, it only has apartments. There are no townhouses, no villas in the whole community. I only have low-rise to mid-rise to high-rise apartments in the entire cluster. So we'll be having 2 metro stations on the either side. We are connected with the main highways of the community. More than 50% of the land parcel will be covered with trees. So the prices of one bed, which is 1.6, 1.7 million, will eventually go up to 2.3 to 2.5 million in the future. This 2-bed apartment is altogether 2600 square feet of the entire built-up area. And why I'm calling you this show kitchen, because once I'll show you the kitchen which is inside those doors, that's the exact main kitchen. You have a full forest theme view, proper greenery in front of your balcony. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Rohan, your favorite realtor from Rodi's Realtors, and thanks to all of you. It's been a wonderful journey for last 1.5 years since you guys have been supporting us throughout all the videos we have been posting, and we always try to make sure that every week we at least post one video for you guys so that you can understand about the whole ecosystem, the entire momentum of UAE real estate market which is happening throughout the entire landscape, what all new launches are coming up, what are new advanced things, new districts getting launched, new things which are coming up to the market, and you should be well aware of the fact, because see, nowadays when I'm having discussions with most of the investors across the globe, they always ask the first question, which is about the market going down. Now we need to understand market going down basically happens not only because of the supply coming up to the market, but if there is no absorption of that supply coming up to the market, then for sure the market is gonna correct itself, but there it will not be a crash. And we will discuss about this particular point in the another video. Specifically, I have kept it for you guys, where I'll be discussing about the crash or the correction measurements, what we need to take as an investor today in the market to understand where should we invest and how should we invest and at what time should we invest. But today's video is basically kept for this community which is called as Ghaf Woods, which is by Majid Al Futtaim group. And yes, today any investors and end users whom I am having discussions with, their first agenda is to invest into a community which has a theme-based ecosystem. We already have seen many communities coming up to the market like Damak Islands, which is an island-based community. Then we had Masar community, which is in Sharjah, which was one of my most famous videos, and I have gotten a huge response from most of the investors worldwide who have invested alongside with me in that community in townhouse and villas. But when they are looking at the prices of those communities basically, and especially the ticket value within Masar was minimum 2.5, 2.6 million dirhams. So someone who is having a bandwidth of investing into a community around 1.6, 1.7, who don't want to go into away from main city of Dubai, who wanted to stay within the main city center of Dubai and also invest into a small tickets value, this is where the main attraction comes at, because Ghaf Woods is an apartment based community. Yes, a full ecosystem of the community which is based only on the theme of apartments in the midst of the entire forest theme. Now Ghaf Woods was launched back in 2023, 2024, but we are still not late, because even at this point of stage we have not seen any handovers happening, and the first handover of the community is coming up in 2027. And let me take you to the whole route. So on the way I can explain you what Ghaf Woods and Majid Al Futtaim is doing together as a community ecosystem to provide you as an investor and end user. Now when I speak about Ghaf Woods as a community, it's a forest theme community similar like what Masar is. So Masar had only townhouse and villas, whereas Ghaf Woods only has apartments. Now this is a community of apartments. It's not a standalone building within the midst of all the different sort of developers, because in front of Ghaf Woods we also have other master plans where we have mix of all the developments. We have Majan right in front of Ghaf Woods itself, which is a mixed residential community which has also commercials, office spaces, which will be having new residentials. So Ghaf Woods is a community done by Majid Al Futtaim group. We need to understand the history of Majid Al Futtaim group before understanding what Ghaf Woods is all about. Majid Al Futtaim is a very well known brand in across the Dubai real estate market. They have done many developments across the market in terms of malls. So when we come to Dubai first, we always go to Dubai Mall, but after Dubai Mall, every person has also a dream to go to Mall of the Emirates. And who basically developed Mall of the Emirates? That was basically done by Majid Al Futtaim group. Not only Mall of the Emirates, but entire city, the number of city centers you have: city center Dera, city center Mirdif, Zahia city center, you have the city center Maisam, Al Gubeba. All these city centers were done by Majid Al Futtaim group only. And when you see the kind of infrastructure development they have done within these malls and the kind of brands collaborations they have, they're one of the most exquisite things we have seen in the entire landscape. And after that, they started coming into the residential zones. The first community ever done by Majid Al Futtaim was Zahia city, which is in Sharjah, which was a leasehold community, villas, townhouses, a mix of that, but it's a beautiful community they have done. And after that, they launched Tilal Al Ghaf. Now, when I speak about Tilal Al Ghaf, currently most of the 50% land parcel of Tilal Al Ghaf has been already handed over. And imagine what was the price point at the time of during the launch of the product. We have sold in Aura Gardens 3-bedroom townhouses around 1.6 to 1.9 million dirhams. But in the secondary market today, the same 3 bedrooms are trading at 3.8 to 4.5 million dirhams. A humongous capital appreciation, because the kind of development they have done in the entire community is something which is exquisite for the people who are investing as an end user today as well. And after Tilal Al Ghaf's success, they launched the community called as Ghaf Woods. Ghaf Woods is basically located in the Dubai land area, and surrounded to us, we only have communities spread across. Starting from Sukim Street till Alain, we have these 2 vertical roads, and apart from that, we have 3 major roads, which are 311 Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, D54, which is Hamdan Al Nahyan Street, and then we have E611, which is Emirates Road. In between these 5 roads, we have multiple communities which are here since last 2 decades. Starting from Arabian Ranches 1, 2, 3, Serena Bella Casa, we had Al Waha, then we had a launch of Miras Acres, Aldar Athlon, we had Aldar Heaven, Wilds by Aldar, then we had a launch of Ghaf Woods as a community, we have City of Arabia, California Village, Sobha Reserve, then we also had the launch of Falcon City of Wonders, which was very famous back in 2008, we'll cover it in some other video. And then we have 2 residential pockets, which are DLRC, Dubai Land Residential Complex, and Livan, which are all across these. So when you look at the supply of the entire this belt, we also call it as the billionaires belt, because people who invested 2 decades back, today they're reaping highest of the capital appreciation and the rental inputs from these communities. And when you look at the supply, we have 60% of the supply going only into the townhouses and villas, whereas 20% is given to only residential and 20% is to the commercial part of it. We also have Global Village, IMG World of Adventures, also in the same locality where we are standing right now, because Ghaf Woods is basically in between Global Village and IMG World of Adventures. And as we all know, every tourist who comes to market today, he always has a desire to go to Global Village, and it is only open for 6 months, and that is why it is more exclusive for all of them. So after the success of all of these things and the location specifics, this community of only apartments has a humongous scope to have highest capital appreciation in the coming years. And why? We'll understand that in the next part of the video, because I'll be explaining the master plan, the show unit they have, the kind of finishes they will be providing to the investors and the end users in the apartments, and on what basis an investor and end user should look into this community in the future course that we are going to discuss. So stay tuned in the community to the last to have the entire knowledge of the community. Thank you so much. This is the whole master plan of Ghaf Woods by Majid Al Futtaim. This master plan, as I mentioned, is a forest themed community with more than 35,000 trees will be planted in the same arena. At the initial stage of the development, they launched the phase 1 of the community. We will discuss about this later, but let me introduce you to the location specifics of the community first. When I'm standing exactly in the center of the community, I am looking towards this side of the road, which is basically my 311, which is Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, and this side of the road is basically D54, which is Sheikh Hamdan Al Nahyan Street. So I'm in between 2 major roads, which is connecting me towards the Dubai land side and also towards the main Dubai side. On this side of the road, I have the Global Village, whereas that side of the road, I have IMG World of Adventure. So I'm exactly in between these 4 major infrastructures. Now, when I speak about this entire community, it only has apartments. There are no townhouses, no villas in the whole community. I only have low-rise to mid-rise to high-rise apartments in the entire cluster. In the initial phase, they launched these 3 clusters. This was the first launch ever happened in the community of Ghaf Woods, which was Sera. 1 beds over here were sold at 1.3, 1.4 million dirhams, but the size of those 1 beds was 650 square feet. Now, these 3 clusters, which were sold in the earlier stages, they're getting handover by end of next year, which is 2027. And later that, they started launching these clusters, which are on the other side of the phase. Now, phase 2 was basically Capria East and Capria West, which are these 2 clusters of buildings, which were sold for 1.6, 1.7 million dirhams, and the sizes within these clusters was around 850 square feet for a 1 bed. So imagine they have basically increased the size of the apartments after the previous launch of the phases. Now currently, after these 2 launches, they had these 4 buildings in center, which is called as Marvella. This was a branded collaboration where you had 2-bedroom apartments around 23 to 2600 square feet, and the price point for these 2 bedrooms was around 5.2 to 5.5 million dirhams. Imagine one of the most luxurious and elite spaces for 2, 3, 4 bedroom apartments, and the number of apartments in between these 4 buildings were only 80, and this currently is sold out, by the way. So all of these locations which we discussed, these 6 clusters, they are all sold out. Now we have a launch of district which already happened. We have few inventories over here. These are the only high-rise towers we have in the community, where we have 2-bed plus mates options currently available at the price point of 2.8, 2.9 million dirhams. And in the future we will be having a launch of this cluster, these 4 buildings, and very soon we will be having a launch of these 2 buildings. Now apart from these buildings infrastructure, what do we else have? We will be going to have a metro station exactly in this corner, which is on the D54 Hamdan Al Nahyan Street, which will accompany the whole community. The second metro station will be on the E311 road, accompanying the metro station which is coming in Global Village. So we'll be having 2 metro stations on the either side. We are connected with the main highways of the community, and along with that we will also be having an international school, which curriculum has not yet been announced, but we will be having an international school exactly here in this community. There are 2 entrances to the community which are over here, so plenty of connectivities inside the community to roam around. You don't have to wait to go to your house 15-20 minutes, which normally takes in most of the communities across Dubai, and more than 50% of the land parcel will be covered with trees. So a proper forest theme community with 3 layers. You have the basement level where you have the parking, then you have the ground level and the podium level. So properly everywhere you see it's a forest theme with multiple amenities across the community, so you can access to all of those, and along with that an infrastructure well lit for community management itself. Now when you look at community based infrastructure across Dubai anywhere, the rental yield and the capital appreciation is always higher. When I'm speaking that most of the land parcel has been already launched and the prices for 1 beds around 1.6, 1.7 million dirhams, even at this stage it's a right investment point for you guys to enter, because after this we also have the handover stage to come in, and we have few more launches to come in. Along with that, the main introduction of the Ghaf Woods Mall to come in as well. So the prices of 1 bed, which is 1.6, 1.7 million, will eventually go up to 2.3 to 2.5 million in the future. Along with that, the rental yield will be quite higher, because when you look at any master plan community done by single developer, the rentals in that area are always higher because of the whole ecosystem the master plan provides. Just for an example about Dubai Hills Estate, if you already know Dubai Hills Estate, it is basically on Al Khil Road. Dubai Hills Estate is a community done by Emaar Group, and next to Dubai Hills Estate we also have areas like Arjan, JVC, JVT, where there is no single developer, but it's a master plan community with several different developers inside it. Today if you'll ask me for a 1-bed apartment in these communities like JVC, JVT or Arjan, I can find you 1 bed at 1.3 million dirhams. But finding a 1 bed in Dubai Hills Estate would be very difficult, because that price point has already reached up to 1.7 million dirhams. The rental analysis for the same JVC, JVT would be around 60 to 75,000 dirhams for the 1 bed, whereas in Dubai Hills Estate the minimum rental is 110,000 dirhams, goes up to 130,000 dirhams for the same 1 bed apartment. Why there is a huge difference in between the prices and the rentals? Because of the entire ecosystem the developer provides you along with the master plan, and that is what an investor and an end user in the future should look at. Because when families are moving to Dubai, they are not looking at any standalone building, but they are looking at the entire infrastructure and entire town, in which they will have a school, hospital, mall, metro, everything within the same ecosystem. And that is where this master plan even today has the best possible chance for the investors to enter into. This is one of a kind 2-bed apartment you will ever see in the Dubai real estate market, because this 2-bed apartment is altogether 2600 square feet of the entire built up area. As you come from this main door, it's a smartly fitted door. Along with that, on the right hand side you have the storage space. As soon as you enter, there's a camera over here through which you'll be able to see who is basically standing beside your door. And as you enter into the main foyer, which is your entire dining and living area, you see this is the show kitchen of the apartment. They have placed a nice marble on top of it, and along with that they have given this kitchen fully fitted. And why I'm calling you this show kitchen, because once I'll show you the kitchen which is inside those doors, that's the exact main kitchen which we have in the entire apartment. Before going over there, let me show you that this whole small kitchen which we have as the show kitchen over here is right next to the living area and the dining space, and the ceiling height of this apartment is 3.5 to 3.8 meters. That is huge, humongous. You have floor to ceiling height windows, so expansive amount of sunlight coming to your doors every single day, and that is how you also save on the overbills. But just a part of the luxury, that look at this view from your balcony. You have a full forest theme view, proper greenery in front of your balcony, and this expansive balcony is a part of your entire built up area, so you can place nice chairs, cabanas on the outside, and you can have the view of the entire forest sitting in your balcony. But when I come here, this expansive living room along with the TV cabinet in the front and the dining room over here is your entire living area space. And when I get myself inside the show kitchen area, if you see this door, if I'll just lock this door, you will never be able to see that there's a kitchen behind these doors. But once I open it from this side, I'll be entering towards the main kitchen, which in Asian families very famous, a closed kitchen concept. Now this closed kitchen will have all the exact kitchen fittings as you see. The kitchen will be fully fitted for you, and this kitchen will also have a maid's room on the side. So as I told you, this is a 2600 square feet of a built up area. If you wanted to accompany a maid's inside, in-house maids, she will have her own washroom inside, her own bed space, and her entry is also separate from the other side. So this house will have two different entries. One is for the maids coming from here, and second is for the main guest coming from the other side. So after this kitchen, let's go to the main area, the bedroom spaces. The bedroom spaces, we have to follow a foyer in between, a small lobby in between, and we enter into the bedroom areas. As I move first, this side is my spacious powder room area. We also call it the guest bedroom, and this is my first bedroom. Both bedrooms are ensuite. This is a typical 2-bed layout. You can also see ensuite washroom will also have a shower space, basin, pot, and then I'm entering myself into the apartment stage, where again I have floor to ceiling height of windows, and the wardrobes are tucked into the wall on this side. These all wardrobes which you see are fully fitted wardrobes which you get with the developer's side. Then further to that, I have the huge laundry space. Look at the size of the laundry space. You can also utilize this as an additional space for the storage. And after this, I get myself into the master bedroom. This is the special one, because this master bedroom has a walk-in wardrobe space over here, few wardrobes over there, few wardrobes over. This could be for the lady of the house, this could be for the man of the house, and from this side I enter into the sleeping space, main sleeping space. This is my bed space. Along with that, I have again the floor to ceiling height of windows. Few of the layouts, they also have balcony on the side of the master bedroom, and then these wardrobes with his and hers basins, shower space, and pot space. So this again is a big layout for the washroom. So just to give you an idea how a 2-bed layout in these localities looks like, this is still a 2600 square feet of a built up area, but the normal 1 and 2 beds which you're looking at, 2-bed would be around 1300 to 1500 square feet. 2-bed also comes with the maid's room. So a similar layout, but a more compact version. If you wanted to see those layouts in person, we have those over here in the experience center. Contact us and we'll be taking you to the site for the entire experience of this location. Thank you so much for staying into the video till the end. Now the most important part, how can you be a part of the community today? As I told you, right now we do have inventories in district launch, which are the 4 buildings, the high-rise buildings in the community facing towards IMG World of Adventures, and the other side is the entire forest. We have 2-bedroom apartments over there of the size of approximately 1500 square feet, ideal for the end users, with a 40/60 payment plan, and that too the price point is only around 2.8 to 2.9 million dirhams. And after this, we will be having 3 more cluster launches coming up in the community with an announcement of the Ghaf Woods Mall. So there is a lot to come here in the community, but with Majid Al Futtaim, it's not easy to catch the units. If you're looking to catch a unit within the master plan, within any launch of Majid Al Futtaim, we need to be very fast in terms of submitting the EOI at the initial stage of the launch, and along with that, then we'll be able to make sure that we get a unit within the launch itself. So if you have any queries, any questions, any kind of confusions about the location, about the master plan, about anything after going through the entire video, you can always reach out to us. Our number is in the video itself. Reach out to us. Let's sit together. Let's have an experience of the entire community, and very soon we'll be having the next video coming in front of you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.